Hello friends and welcome for the start of a new series. This is Rockly Smile as always, and we're going to be playing some Catacomb Kids, the new platformer action RPG, exploration, instant death, roguelike, procedurally generated game that's just recently come to Steam on Early Access. That was all the genres basically that I could just throw in there. But if you followed my channel in general, you'll know I like a lot of, if not all of those genres, so, you know, what's the harm in putting them all together, right? So I played a little bit of this game, I've had a good time with it, I've enjoyed everything I've seen so far of it. It's extremely difficult, and I think that tends to make for reasonably enjoyable viewing, at least much of the time. I do want to warn you though, this is the alpha version, and it is not quite finished. There's going to be some issues perhaps, some things that I might gripe about on occasion. But for the most part, I enjoy this more than I don't enjoy this, and even through moments of salt or frustration, I think ultimately the game is quite rewarding. So if you're coming into this Let's Play, let's go in with tempered expectations. I've got about 4 hours of gameplay, but that doesn't mean I'm going to be fantastic at it. I'm still going to be learning as I go and trying to get a little bit better. So bear with me, we'll see what we can do, and we'll give it our best and hopefully make some enjoyable videos here. So why don't we get started then? Alright, so there's not much to really go over in terms of options and all that. Like, I've covered most of that stuff in the indie impression, so if you want to see more of a general, you know, here's an overview of what the game's about, well, I'll still be going over some of the basics here, but for the most part, we're going to take it from, you know, after where the indie impressions left off, essentially, which is past the tutorial. So, we've got our class selection. We can either be a bully or a poet. That's basically melee or spellcaster. I'm going to stay away from poet for now just because I really want to master the core concepts of the game, and I think melee is, well, not necessarily preferable, but I feel maybe slightly more accustomed to it. And, well, we'll try both eventually, but we're going to stick with bully for the moment, at least for the first few episodes, if not longer. So, we've got 5 or 6 randomly generated characters to look through here, sort of Rogue Legacy style. Each one presents their own set of attributes in terms of positives and negatives. You'll see those presented below our health bar and magic bar. It says defensive, magical weapon, breath holder, and poise. So all of those are positives, but we seem to have a -3 to speed, whereas we've got a +2 to strength and defense. Then, of course, it shows our equipment over to the right there. We've got no helmet, a clean breastplate, jagged axe of force, tower shield, and shoes, and then no item or spell. So I'm not going to go over those for every character, but this is like kind of what I do when I quickly look through all of them. I just kind of weigh their positives and negative points and see if there's one that seems like a particularly good match for me. I've kind of gotten into a bit of a trend of looking for heat weapons, weapons that are imbued with fire powers, just because, well, there's a huge eating mechanic in this game, and I don't know if it's maybe just confirmation bias, it very well may be, but I've found that in general I seem to have a better time because cooking your food after you hit it with a fire weapon seems to result in more gained health. At least that's maybe the way it seems to work. There's going to be a lot of adjustment and figuring things out as we go, and that's maybe one of the many things that I'm sure I maybe needed to be corrected on. So I went with a clean longsword on that for our weapon. Alright, so here's our first spawn, here's our first chance. Let's do positive things here. I'm going to pick up a rock, we're going to carry it around with us, and we're going to watch out for enemies. Whenever possible, I will avoid combat. Well, many of the times when I can. I've noticed, maybe this is just me being kind of bad, but it seems about like a 50-50 chance that combat seems to result in me getting killed, at least with orcs. Slimes and bats may be a little bit less dangerous. We've got enough things to worry about, though, honestly, between, you know, the variety of traps and death pits and spikes everywhere. It's like, let's just minimize these risks if we can. We found a tome, which is nice. Let's check out our Dark Arts tome and see what we can learn from that. So we just basically pop into our inventory menu here, pop over to Dark Arts. We can choose from Shadow Cloak, Vampirism, which is great for stealing health, Plague, or Raise Dead. Now, I've tried in the past Vampirism and Plague. I've had decent luck with Plague, but I've also poisoned myself a few times. I only have one learning point here, so I get to pick one. I'm going to actually choose Plague, just for the sake of familiarity. I know roughly what it does when I cast it, and that's surprisingly important in this. Honestly, most of the difficulty from this game, in my opinion, kind of comes from not necessarily knowing what you're doing a lot of the time, or what exactly is going to happen when you perform an action, as well as perhaps a little bit of ambiguity with the way that the controls feel at times. So this is a level up point. We'll find one of these randomly around on every floor, I believe. And we're going to assign some attributes. Well, we've got 2 different points we can put in. Essentially, we're going to pick a skill tree, and then we're going to pick an item within that that'll add to our abilities. So I tend to go for a strength and then focus strike for a charge attack.
Give me power.
Reason being, I think it's very useful to have an ability that basically allows us to generally one-shot some enemies. The less chances we have to get into peculiarities in combat, I think the better off we'll be. You're probably wondering why I haven't used this potion also. There's been a couple of things that I've seen that I could have picked up. The potions seem to also have a pretty high chance of either like lighting you on fire or doing some kind of bad damage that really I'm not interested in. So honestly, what I've been doing lately is just carrying them with me and tossing them at enemies. Sometimes it backfires, occasionally it'll be like a regeneration potion, and then I end up giving that to an enemy or like a strength buff or something. Then they just come after me and kill me pretty quickly, but in all likelihood, oh god. See, that was a good time. I did the right thing there. In all likelihood, though, when I fight an enemy or I end up killing myself, it's going to be a one-shot because I have 3 health points, or 3 hit points in this particular life. So, well, the majority of things that we're going to run into are going to do 3 hit points most of the time. Oh no! Alright, see what I'm talking about? Freaking spikes showed up. All of a sudden, I'm almost dead. I also have no idea how long I'm going to make these episodes. We're going to kind of take it as we can. Now we're going to jump on this. Oh god, I missed. Thank goodness. I'm going to just kind of play it by ear for every episode. If I feel like something's feeling particularly good, maybe we'll roll on that. If not, maybe I'll play again. So I want to eat this bat. It's very important that we keep our strength up by eating. You'll see there's a meter that appears in the bottom left corner. That lets us know what the last things we've eaten were. Generally seems to be that when you get up to 5 health items or eaten items, that you will get some sort of a bonus conferred by that. And I'm not sure exactly what the details are of that yet. Yeah, alright. Looks like that orc just got distracted by something, so maybe I'll just leave that alone. I was getting ready to use Plague, but I really didn't want that to backfire, so I think I'm better off just not bothering. There are limb loss and conditions like that that can kind of leave us in a crippled state. And I hope we don't have to get into that position. And if I ever fumble around with ladders are kind of like my Achilles heel in this game. I think most people feel that way. The controls are a bit awkward when it comes to that. So one of the things that I think definitely needs some work when it comes to finishing the game for, you know, getting out of alpha state and all that. So we're going to go over top here. Watch out for this slime. Alright, this guy could, yep, that guy could be a problem, so we're just going to kind of run away from that. Should probably kill that guy just in case he breaks out of the ice. Turning him into a frost bolt or an icicle, basically, reduced it to nothing, otherwise I'd get a slime bit here, which is, oh, he heard that, I just dropped that. Also, I've got to be careful and attentive of what my negative attributes are. In this case, I don't have one, but there are characters that have, like, a loud statistic, where they'd probably hear me just walking about. So if I want to be really clever here, I could try to slime this guy, or I could try to just run by him when his back is turned. Hopefully I don't make enough noise, and we made it out successfully. So I've encountered a grumble encampment. That sounds bad. I'd rather not get involved with these characters if I could. Pushing this boulder should actually cause this bridge to collapse, which will likely kill one of the guys underneath. I'm not sure. But I kind of also don't want to... Oh no, I've pushed it. Oh no. Stop, stop! Okay. It didn't kill him, and also the boulder became on fire for some reason. Not really sure what's going on there. I'm not going to eat that rotten ball of slime, though. What would maybe be a good idea to do in this case... Oh god! I've screwed it up. Or we're still alive. Alright, what happened there? By the way, I'm not always going to take it this carefully and meticulously when I'm playing. Also, we've identified this potion, so I know what this is going forward now. A very useful potion, in fact. But yeah, for now, since we're just getting started, I find that playing slowly and meticulously is probably to my advantage. Let's actually pop a plague down. See if we can maybe infect all these dudes. Oh god. Oh god, everyone's here! Oh, that was really lucky. The odds of me making it out of that alive, you don't even know how small they were. Well, maybe if you've played enough of this game, you know, but it's not usually a good thing to have multiple enemies all after you. I should probably try and eat something here. Let's take and eat. Eat the corpse. I've consumed its flesh. We also don't want to choke on bones, so it's important to take care of what you're eating. Oh no, I've gotten poison! But I also gained health. Please don't kill me, poison. Alright, that would be a really unceremonious way to go out. And we're basically exactly where we were a second ago. I should probably just get a move on here. I don't really know if there's a better way for me to approach this. I feel like I'm going to jump over this and they're going to instantly come after me. I don't know that for a fact, though. You know what I should take is this rock here, just in case that's handy. I could try and distract them or something like that and play it kind of stealthy, but I don't think we're going to... I think we're just going to jump, hope for the best, and see where we go from here. Okay, they both woke up. I went to use Plague. In the process of me casting it, they struck me down. I wasn't sure exactly how long that cast would last, unfortunately. For me, it lasted a little longer than I wanted. But, you know, as silly as it sounds, that was an okay first run. I'm not super proud of it, but it wasn't completely awful either. We didn't die in 3 seconds, which was kind of the thing that I was the most worried about when we were starting this up. So why would I want to play as this character here? Well, I guess we get a lot of bonus to our HP. We're a bad swimmer, clumsy, and a messy eater. The trade-off being we start with a potion, which might actually light us on fire, for all we know. And we're good with daggers, so... I don't know. That doesn't seem like a fantastic trade-off to me. Well, I guess the negatives are not particularly bad negatives, although I'm not sure how bad swimmer really affects us yet. Buzzing hatchet for some lightning damage. I used to like those, till I found out that when you go in the water, it actually will hurt you. So, I mean, it's a good, careful attention to detail, but I don't know if I like that particular detail. Venomous halberd. I might like that. Poison damage can be very effective. And the negative here being bad swimmer is not maybe the worst. I don't know. We'll see. Because I think that's who we're going to take. Venomous halberd. Let's do it. I go by the weapon most of the time, but I know you can kind of choose your character based on a number of different attributes. I might change my strategy later on, who knows. The thing that I've learned to do is to be very careful. Oh god, I didn't even see that dude there. Be very careful when you're walking in one-tile zones and try your best, if possible, to duck as often as you can. A lot of the time you walk over spike traps, you won't even realize that they're there. And that sort of is just a good habit to be in, to realize that a lot of the time you're like one moment away from death. That trap, by the way, if I walk under it, will just fall and crush me and kill me in one hit. So there's going to be a lot of that. Hopefully I can use some of these traps to my advantage. Like if there gets to be... Oh, that's not really what I meant to do. Oh well, I screwed up the placement there. But hopefully I can use some of these traps to actually kill some of the enemies on occasion anyway. I think that's going to fall on me. I can't quite see very well. It's a particularly dark area. Or maybe it's to do partially with my character, that I don't have like a torch or some sort of ambient lighting effect. I can also take an empty jar and put the Orb of Leveling in that if I chose to. I'm not sure what the advantage is to that, but maybe there is one. I'm going to go with the same option again here. Focus Strike. I'll try and branch out eventually, and I'm sure you guys will have plenty of suggestions on what I should do differently. I'm open to comments, but keep them constructive as possible. And I really don't want any, like, super negative, just like, you're a scumbag, you're awful, I'm not watching this, painful to watch kind of comments. Those are not helpful. Those don't help me have a better day. And, you know, that is actually a thing. I'd rather have a better day, since I'm providing free entertainment, hopefully. I think we don't want to really get down into this pile of fish, but I'm not sure if there's a better way to go. Let's look at the map real quickly. So, top right corner looks like we can go up and further to the left. There are more rooms over to the left, though, so I'm not sure if I'm meant to go that way. There's also a hallway that I didn't go up, so I guess, well, I'm not really interested in dealing with the fish problem right now. If I wanted to be brave, I could probably pop a slime down and try and kill that trap, so it's not going to be a problem for me, but... yeah, I don't have one right now. Don't feel like looking either. Wait, is that a way up? Oh, there's a bat there. I didn't even see the bat. Hidden in the shadows. Come at me, bat. Can I hit you through the wall? That would be kind of a clever thing to do, right? Can I... No, no, doesn't look like it. Alright, fair enough. That worked fine. Oh, that's a dead end. I didn't know. So it looks like we're going to have to go into water one way or the other, which sucks because, you know, like you saw, I'm bad with swimming. Oh, geez. Just, I hate running past things like that. That's usually when you get yourself killed. Is the bat going to come down at us? Can I charge up? Nope. You're very poorly positioned, aren't you? Are you going to come down? Yeah, there you go. Because you got to just bait the bat to move over. Poison racks my body. Oh, from the bat, I guess.
So blessed.
So blessed. By the way, if you hit up, down, up,
On your feet.
you have a taunt move. What just happened there? Why do I have a little ember around me? Oh, wow! What a sad way to go. Everything was fine. The slime just came out and scummed me to death. Alright, well, we'll do one more. Let's do probably the Saber of Heat, unless we get something better from someone else. I don't know what a Sledgehammer of Force is all about. I'd like to learn all of these attributes and exactly what they do, but we'll learn that together. Let's try the Saber of Heat. You know, range is important to me, but also having additional damage is fairly important as well. You make it off the first floor on that last run. That's kind of sad. Oh, God. Here we go. Here we go. Multiple, huh? You're trouble. Am I loud? I should have probably looked at... No, I'm not loud. I have a breath holder and sneaky. That's actually good. I'm the opposite of loud. Can I get you to fall into this lava? That would be kind of interesting. Do it! Fall! Oh, fall in! I'm the worst. I'm actually the worst person. I'm a worst person shooter. Alright, I can't stop on that. This game's quite addictive, by the way. Every time I say I'm going to probably end is when I'm going to do like 5 more runs. Alright, let's do Venomous Mallet with 5 health. Clumsy and loud, though. Rough trade-off. A little bit of a rough trade-off. Let's do it. Let's see quite how bad things get if I'm loud. I've got to keep that in mind, though. That when I see orcs, they'll probably know right where I'm at. Yeah, you can actually see it does sort of a Mark of the Ninja style visual representation. Yeah, those ladders are the most awkward thing to climb off of. You've got to actually hold down until you actually fall before you're allowed to pull yourself away from the ladder. Alright, I want to kind of bust up these mushrooms here. Or I could just, like, toss one. I guess on occasion you could try and eat one, but I don't really know if that's a super positive idea. I feel like that would probably get me killed. Yep. Also, the rats will steal your stuff, so you got to be aware of that, too. Maybe you could open this and toss the mushroom at it? What did that do? What would that do? Oh, there's a level in there. I'm poisoned. Why am I poisoned? Oh, probably the mushroom left, like, a bit of a cloud of smoke behind. Really? It dropped on top of me, and even with 5 health, it didn't even matter. Well, we gotta get these awful runs out of our system, right, before we do something really fantastic. There are bosses and things to get toward, and I don't know how long this game actually is. So we're gonna be learning all that stuff firsthand as we play, which I find quite exciting. There's gonna be mysterious moments, things that we don't have any idea how to react to, and hopefully lots of hilarious deaths. I assume there will be several of those, if not many. So I just picked up a new tome. We've got Slow, Haste, Temporal Step, or Undo. I've got 1 learning point, so I can choose one of these here. Move quickly, leaving a damaging trail behind. Haste, become hasted, moving quickly and jumping higher. Or slow nearby enemies. I find that that seems to be the most reasonable approach. Most of the time, I end up dead because there's too much going on too quickly. And this is a really scary place to be, because those traps will all fall on you. And I really don't want to stand around there for very long at all. You notice that the pale potion is cool to the touch. I don't really understand what that's telling me exactly. Could be something useful, might not be. Not 100% sure. I should probably check out what's going on with this tome, though. Magical combat. Air dash. Perform a homing dash at enemies. Restore some health. That's kind of important. If I had another healing point or learning point, I definitely want to grab heal. Break potions and bridges, damage equipment. Is that really that useful? Maybe you want to like push rocks onto people or something, but I don't know. Launch a bouncing ball of poison. That seems like something that would get me killed. I think I can carry this with me, right? So maybe I can get another learning point. And hopefully get heal on me. When do I get more learning points? That's another question. I'm gonna guess probably when I level up. So you just kind of carry this around for now. Hopefully not triggering the ire of these characters that are all around me. Oh, he jumped down. Wasn't expecting that. I really wish there was like a Spelunky-style look-down move where if I duck long enough, eventually I can... Oh! Eventually I can see what's below me. It would be really useful. Alright, so probably the best move here is use slow. But I don't know how slow works exactly. Oh, I think it has to be in direct proximity of the enemy I'm trying to attack. So I'm going to leave the book alone. Wait for this guy to walk past. Do some stabbing. Poison needs to act fast. Oh god, it got strength. Thankfully it died right afterward. So I'm down to 1 health, as is so often the case. Let's grab and eat the corpse. We get poisoned, we're probably dead. Or maybe poison can't kill? I'm a little surprised that it might not... Oh! Get out of here! There's an invisible rat. It's really funny when that happens. Occasionally the rat will be enchanted by something. Oh god! I didn't notice that slime there. But yeah, when the rat's enchanted, it can be invisible or on fire or frozen or any kind of thing like that. And it'll just come by and just snatch your stuff, and you won't even see it because, well, it's invisible. I wish I knew what all these potions were. If I take any of them, though, it's probably going to get me killed. I should really just throw them at everything and just see what happens. Oh, we can get to the end. It says cool after it. Let's throw it at this bat. What did that do? Potion of poison. Okay, so there's more poisoning going on here. If any of these could be a regen, that would be very useful to me. I also have to wonder, too, if... Oh, please don't wreck me. Thank you. If you poison an enemy... Oh. It was... Oh my god, I got so lucky. I didn't even mean to do that. I don't know why I just drank that potion. But if you poison an enemy and then eat it, does that mean you get poisoned as well? I don't know, maybe that's something we'll learn. So we're on floor 3. There's some combat going on below us here. I'll carry this jar with me in case I need it for something. Did I identify that potion yet? Let's get rid of you. Inky potion. Oh, wait, does that one have... I think that's actually one of the useful ones I just drank. That's the health potion. But I really don't want to get involved in combat. Oh, it looks like I'm going to have to, no matter what I do here. Can I just kind of casually drop this over this edge? Go investigate. Maybe it was just the wind. I'm not good at angling throws, so I'm not really sure how to set this all up. Just kind of like, just chuck it down at their heads. No, this is not working out, is it? Oh, I missed! The rock is just sitting on top of the jar. I'm going to have to jump down there, and I'm going to have to stomp their heads. And so I'll stomp and I'll slow. And somewhere in there, probably everything's going to light on fire. Odds of me coming out of this alive, very, very low. Don't have a lot of options, though. Such is the nature of randomly generated world creation. Can I can't, like, take this torch. That would be kind of handy if I could. Alright, let's go for it. Alright, so that didn't do anything. I don't really understand how useful slow honestly is. I think you have to be directly in proximity of the enemy you're casting it on, and when they just kill you in one shot before you can get the cast off, like, I don't know. Maybe if I'm sneaky, I can, like, walk up right behind them, but I don't really trust to do that. They'd probably turn around, like, by the time I hit the button before it casts anyway and just kill me. Still, it's, you know, it's a learning process. We're just figuring out how this all works. So that's going to be the end of the first episode of Catacomb Kids. I hope you guys enjoyed that so far. We didn't make a ton of progress, but I am learning little facets of the way the gameplay works, and every time I play, I think I'm going to get slightly better, or at the very least, learn something, which will lead to me eventually getting better. Feel free to leave a comment if you'd like to let me know what you think about this series. If you're interested in seeing more, I'd love to hear about that. As well as, if you don't mind, leave some likes in support of the series too if you want to see more there. I'm going to try and keep this fairly regular, like at least once or twice a week. Or if I get really addicted, you know, maybe I'll just record 5 or 6 of these in one go, and we'll just kind of post those up. I would like to have the dialogue like we did with Spelunky, though, where every time I finish a run, then I get some feedback, and then I can kind of like work that all into the next run. So, again, provided you guys want to leave me positive feedback, or constructive feedback is probably the better word, I will be reading all of the comments, as always. So I look forward to bringing you more Catacomb Kids. I hope you enjoyed this first episode. And, of course, if you don't mind, you know, kick us off to a good start. Let's get the support going. Anyway, I'll see you all next time. Thanks so much for watching.